Hello, my name is Francisco, and today I'm going to present my QK exhibition. The IA prompt I selected is what is the relationship between personal experience and knowledge? Knowledge comes in various forms, including books and articles, but personal experience can also provide us another form of knowledge. Let's move on to the first object. The first object I chose for my exhibition is a book. It is called French Learning, written by Steve McQueen R. And it teaches people French words and expressions that can be used when traveling to France. Normally, speaking language is often associated with declarative and procedural knowledge. First of all, speaking language requires declarative knowledge such as principles, structure, and grammar. Later, speakers need to put that knowledge into use and practice speaking it, known as procedural knowledge. Of course, the most important thing to do to speak a language well is to practice. It is an example of personal experience as people will get better at speaking the more they do it. People that live in countries where they need to speak another language can get more experience since they speak the language daily. They will be able to speak with good pronunciation, and others will interpret this message better. Culture also plays a big part in learning a language because it lets us know more about the social cultural background, making it easier to learn words and expressions. Culture is crucial so we can communicate with the natives. I chose to include this subject in my exhibition because learning a language requires declarative knowledge and procedural knowledge. Procedural knowledge is related to personal experience since you learn how to do it by doing it yourself. From this book, we can recognize the relationship between personal experience and knowledge. The book teaches basic words and expressions that can be used for communication, allowing people to speak to others. Speaking a language can give us more knowledge, like new words we have not heard of or expressions we did not know of. Now let's move on to the second object. The second object I selected for the exhibition is a ping pong table. This ping pong table was used in the World Championship of Table Tennis in 2019. Ping pong is a sport, and sports are often associated with practice, which is known as procedural knowledge. Before playing the sport, players need to know the rules to do it correctly. Playing the sport will grant players new skills and techniques which come from practicing with others. Practicing in ping pong is pretty important because it allows players to practice their skills like controlling the ball and develop or learn new techniques. Personal experience plays a big part in providing knowledge. When players play against each other, they may learn from them and improve their skills. They can also notice their habits and movements. This implies that knowledge comes from experience because even though they see new techniques being used, they cannot use them without practicing them. Technology can help players because they can practice with robots. Since ping pong is also a fast-paced sport, players also build up their fast reaction time by playing more games. Perspective is important because players can know what the opponent is going to do based on their observations. The ping pong table I chose is related to personal experience because multiple experienced players use it to play against each other. I included this object in my exhibition because the ping pong table requires a lot of practice to be successful. Personal experience has a relationship with knowledge as players need to do something repeatedly to get good at it. It also requires procedural knowledge since players need to get a hang of various techniques. I believe that the ping pong table is connected to personal experience because people can learn new techniques and develop their skills the more they practice and play. Let's move on to the last object. The final object I included in my exhibition is a chessboard. It is the FIDE Championship chess set from 2013. It was used by chess grandmasters, which are experts at the game, to determine who would become the world champion. Chess is a board game where two players, one with the white pieces and other with the black pieces, try to checkmate the opponent's king, which is when the king is being attacked and cannot escape. This game requires players to come up with strategies and tactics. Great players should be able to precisely play simple positions and also quickly evaluate them. Personal experience is related to chess as players improve the more they play. More experienced players can know rapidly the state of the game to know to play for a win or a draw. Evaluating chess positions gets easier the more experience a player has, as they will know where to place their pieces and how to attack in the basic positions without needing to think. Engines can also be used to calculate different lines in specific positions, allowing players to learn and refine their play. Experienced players are able to explain to new players about strategies and tactics because they have more knowledge of the game. They're also able to look at the chessboard from different perspectives, allowing them to know what their opponent is trying to achieve. I included this object in my exhibition because chess is a game that has been played for centuries. Modern players keep learning new things and improving from the past. This object shows that personal experience has a relationship with knowledge. Chess grandmasters are able to calculate precisely play simple positions and evaluate specific positions, all because of their experience leading to greater knowledge of the game. To conclude the exhibition, the relationship between personal experience and knowledge is very clear. People gather and gain knowledge through their personal experiences. Each of the objects represents different examples of how personal experience leads to knowledge. Here is the bibliography and the sources I used for this exhibition. Thank you.